Hi guys, I welcome you back to the channel. Today we are learning a perfect way to make your hip and butt padding. As you can see it on me, it looks so natural. If it's something you would like to learn, please watch to the end. Once again, I welcome you back to class. For your hip and butt padding, you are going to be needing your waist measurement, your round waist measurement. You are going to be needing your hip measurement. You are going to be needing your waist to underbutt. This is what I mean. It's mostly 13. You are going to be needing your waist to underbutt. This is 13 inches. Then you are going to be needing your knee measurement. What I mean by knee is your actual knee. Yeah, your actual knee as a woman being, your actual knee minus 2 inches. So you are going to be needing that. So guys, let's get to class. For the materials needed, we are going to be needing our fabric. This is it. We are going to be needing our foam. This is 1 inch foam. You can see the thickness. So this is 1 inch foam. We are going to be needing our gum. This is it. Then airstay. This is a cotton airstay. Then also our pattern paper. So now let's get to drafting of the pattern. So now we are going to draft out our basic skirt measurement, just the way you do your normal pencil skirt. So I'm going to be measuring my round waist divided by 4. My round waist is 27. So 27 divided by 4, I'll be having like 6 3/4. Yes, like this. Then I'm going to measure my hip line. My hip line is 7.5 to 7.5. It's just the normal way you do your skirt pattern. Then I'll rule a straight line on the hip line like this. Then I'm going to measure my knee measurement, which is my actual knee minus 2. So I have 19 like this. So I'll rule a straight line on it as well. So before I forget, I'm going to measure my underbutt as well, which is 13 inches. Then rule a straight line like this. So now I'm going to measure my hip measurement. My hip is 37. So 37 divided by 4, I will have 9 1/4. Then I'll measure it here. Then also on the knee, I'll measure all I have on my hip minus 1.5. So what I have here now is 9 1/4. 9 1/4 minus 1.5 will be giving me like 7 3/4. So that's 7 3/4. I'm going to be putting it here. So now I'm going to connect the lines together. Just the way you do your normal skirt pattern. If you notice, you see I've not added any allowance on it. So now I'm going to measure out my darts. For my darts, I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple by 2 inches. My nipple to nipple is 6.5. Then divide by 2, I'll have 3 1/4 this way. So then I'll use 1 inch. So now for my dart leg, I'll be using 4 inches. So I'll locate the middle, the measurement that I have for the middle. This is the middle of this. I'll measure what I have here. I have like 3 3/4. I'll measure 3 3/4 here, and I'm going to connect the lines together. It's just the normal way you do your skirt dart. So you see what I have now. So now for our hip and butt pad, I'll be doing the back first. This 1 inch I have here will be for my zip allowance. Do you understand what I mean? So from the back side, I'll measure 1 inch down this way. From the hip line, I'll take 1 inch inside this way. On my underbutt, I'll measure 4 inches. Then from the knee length, from what I have on the knee, I'll go up by 4 inches this way. And I'm going to connect the lines together. So I'll be using my pencil to do that. So go like this. To go like this. Then to go like this.
So you make sure this edge here is not sharp. You blend it very well. So, and this is what we have. So this will be for my back. Now I'm going to be drafting out the pattern for the front too. Then I'll do the hip patch for the front as well. So now for our front pattern, I'll measure out my waist divided by 4, just the way I did at the back. So I'll be having 6 3/4. Then my hip line, which is 7.5. Then my underbutt, which is 13. Then also my knee, which I have 19. So I would like the straight line on it. On our hip line, I'll measure my round hip, which is 7 1/4. Then all I have here minus 1.5, I'll measure it down just the way I did for the front pattern. So I have 7 3/4 here. Then I'm going to connect the lines together. So now I'm going to measure out my dart, which is my bust to bust divided by 2. So then I'll add 1 inch, divide what I have here into 2. Then I'll measure what I have, 3 3/4. My dart leg is 4 inches. I'll mark out my 4 inches. I'll measure the 3 3/4 on it. It's just the normal way you do your dart. So then I'm going to connect the lines together. So this is my dart leg here. I'm going to extend it. I'll extend it down to the knee length. So I have 3 3/4 here. I hope you understand how I got the 3 3/4. My bust to bust divided by 2. My bust to bust divided by 2, I have 3 1/4. So I measured at 3 1/4. Then I added 1 inch to the 3 1/4. So what I have there, I measured the middle point. So what I have is just like, let me say my bust to bust divided by 2 plus half inch. That's just what I'm measuring here. So 3 1/4 plus half inch is 3 3/4. That's what I measured here for the dart leg, and I'll take it down. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So then I'm going to make a straight line this way. I hope you see. So for the front hip padding, there's no much stress. You're just going to come down here by 1 inch, come down by 1 inch on the side. Then you blend it to your bust point. Then you measure your 4 inches. The 4 inches that you measured at the back, you're also going to measure it here like this. Then you blend it together this way. I hope you see what I'm doing. I'm just going to blend. And please make sure this place is not sharp. You make it smooth. Make sure the hip is not sharp. So this is what I have. So now this is what I'm going to be needing for my padding. This, and from the back I'll be needing this. So for the skirt that I want to pad, I'll be having 2 lining. One lining will be for the padding and the other lining will be for the fabric. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So for the one that will be for the padding, this is the skirt, this is the length I'll be cutting, but I'm going to be adding sewing allowance to it. I'll add 1 inch for my dart, then 1 inch for the joining. Then on the hip I'll add 1 inch for the joining. Down here I'll add 1 inch. So this is the exact pattern that I'll be cutting for the lining that my hip and butt padding will be on. This is the exact pattern that I will cut for it. So I'm just going to be adding the allowance here, just like I did for the front. About the pattern. This is up. You need to label this thing so that you don't mix it up. This is down. So on the back pattern, for more fitting, I'm going to be removing half inch here on the waist. I'll go in by half inch, then I'll blend it to my hip line. No, this ruler does not want to work. I'll blend it to my hip line. So here on my knee, I'll go in by half inch, blend to my hip line as well. So for this part, you can use your ruler. So now for the zip allowance, I'm going to measure it from the new line that I have, which is 1 inch. So I'll measure the 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect it together. So this is a new back pattern. It's just for the back to have shape. So now I'm going to be cutting out the lining for the hip and butt. So now this is the pattern for the lining that we hold my pad. As you can see, make sure you label it so that you don't make mistake. So now I want you to listen carefully. For my main fabric, you are going to be adding 4 inches to your hip measurement. Your waist will be your waist, but you'll be adding 4 inches. Now my hip is 37 plus 4, that is 41. So I divided 41 by 4 for my hip measurement here, which will give me 10 1/4. Then I added my sewing allowance to it. I hope you understand, because for the foam you are using 1 inch foam, so and that 1 inch foam will be on 4 sides. That is 4 inches. If you are using half inch foam, you also have half inch foam. Let's say you want to just pad your outfit, you just want to pad it slightly, like that kind of padding that it won't even show, so you can use half inch. When you're using half inch, that means you'll be adding 2 inches to your hip measurement instead of 4 inches. I hope you understand. So then I have lining for my fabric as well, so I'm just going to do the sewing now, then I'll come back to you. So before we go, now we are going to cut out our pattern for the padding. So I'll remove this.
I divided the class into 2 so you won't get bored. Please don't forget
we don't need any allowance for
like
it.
If there's anything you don't understand, use the
we're going to
comment
cut it
box
like this.
Thanks so much for being here. Bye.